Be me, 23-year-old college senior living in a shitty apartment with my roommate Marcus. It is February 13th, and tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Marcus burst into my room while I'm watching anime and eating cereal for dinner, like the champion I am. Yo, Anon, got big plans for Valentine's Day tomorrow? I look at him with the most deadpan expression humanly possible. Yeah, bro, huge plans. Got a hot date with my right hand, and some premium hentai I have been saving for a special occasion. Marcus just stares at me for a solid 5 seconds. Dude, you are literally the saddest human being I have ever met. You know that, right? Says the guy who cried watching Toy Story 3 last week. That shit was emotional and you know it. He has a point, but I will never admit it. Marcus leaves and I go back to planning my perfect solo Valentine's evening. I have it all mapped out like a military operation. 6 p.m., order pizza. 7 p.m., crack open the energy drinks. 8 p.m., dim the lights and fire up the premium hentai collection I have been curating for months. 9 p.m. onwards, goon session until I pass out. It is the perfect plan. No awkward dinner conversations, no pretending to be interesting, no spending money I do not have. Just me, my hand, and some animated waifus with physics-defying proportions. February 14th arrives, and I'm feeling pretty good about my life choices. Classes are done for the day, and I speed walk back to my apartment. I get home around 5 p.m., and Marcus is in the living room with his girlfriend Sarah and some other girl I've never seen before. Red alert, social interaction imminent. Anon, perfect timing. This is Sarah's friend Emma from her psychology class. Emma looks at me with a polite smile. She is actually pretty cute, like if Wednesday Addams and Aubrey Plaza had a baby. Dark hair, nose ring, band t-shirt for some group called Spirit Box. But I've already committed to my plans, and I'm not backing down. Hey, nice to meet you. I would love to chat, but I have very important plans tonight. Emma raises an eyebrow. Oh, really? Hot date? The hottest. She is Japanese, very flexible, and she does not talk back. I wink and start walking to my room. Sarah and Marcus exchange concerned glances, but Emma just looks amused. Is he always like this? I hear her ask. Unfortunately, yes. We have tried interventions, but nothing works. I get to my room and lock the door. Time to execute the plan. I order a large pizza with extra cheese and pepperoni. Set up my dual monitors like a NASA control center. Left monitor, hentai playlist. I spent 3 hours organizing by category. Right monitor, backup hentai in case I get bored. I even showered for this, which is saying something. The pizza arrives at exactly 6:15 p.m. I tip the delivery guy an extra $5 because I'm in such a good mood. He looks at me with pity when he sees I'm alone on Valentine's Day. Have a good night, man. Oh, I will. You have no idea. I take the pizza back to my room and crack open a Monster energy drink. The green one because I'm not an animal. Everything is going according to plan. I sit down, load up the first video, and take a massive bite of pizza. This is peak human existence right here. About 15 minutes into my session, I hear a knock on my door. Anon, can I come in? It is Emma's voice. What the actual hell? Kind of busy right now. I know, that is exactly why I want to come in. This is unprecedented. I quickly close all the tabs and spray some air freshener. Give me a second. I open the door and Emma is standing there with a smirk on her face. She's holding 2 energy drinks and a box of chocolates. So, I heard about your big plans for tonight, and I decided you need an intervention. I really do not. Too bad. Marcus told me you have been planning this for weeks, and honestly, it is the saddest thing I've ever heard. She just walks into my room without permission. The audacity. Emma looks around and spots my setup. Wow, you really went all out. Dual monitors, energy drinks, pizza. This is like watching a nature documentary about the habits of the suburban basement dweller. First of all, this is not a basement. It is a ground floor apartment. Secondly, my plans were perfect until you showed up. She plops down on my gaming chair and spins around like a child. Let me guess, you were going to spend the entire night watching hentai and beating your meat like it owes you money. I cannot even be mad because she is 100% accurate. That is a very crude way to describe my artistic appreciation of Japanese animation. Emma actually laughs at that. Artistic appreciation. That is a new one. I bet you tell yourself that every time too. Listen, I have a very specific itinerary planned out, and you are disrupting it. Good, your itinerary sucked. Come on. We are going to dinner. I literally just ordered pizza. Then bring some slices. We will eat them on the way. I'm so confused right now. Why do you even care what I do on Valentine's Day? Emma stops spinning and looks at me seriously for a moment. Because Sarah told me you are actually a pretty cool guy when you are not being aggressively weird. Plus, I broke up with my boyfriend last week and I did not want to spend tonight alone either. So we can be lonely together, but like in public where it is less depressing. Okay, that actually makes sense. Plus, she did just roast my entire existence and somehow I'm not even offended. Fine, but if this dinner sucks, I'm coming back to finish what I started. Deal. Now grab your jacket and let's go before I change my mind. I grab my hoodie and follow Emma out of my room. Marcus and Sarah are on the couch watching a rom-com, and they both look shocked. Are you two going somewhere? Sarah asks with way too much excitement in her voice. Emma is forcing me to be a functional member of society. I will be back in an hour. Make it 2 hours, minimum, Emma adds. We leave the apartment and start walking to the nearby diner. It is cold as hell outside, and I'm already regretting this. So, what is your deal anyway? Why spend Valentine's Day jacking off to cartoons when you could just, I do not know, try to meet an actual human woman? Because actual human women are complicated and hentai waifus just want to make me happy. That is the most pathetic thing I have ever heard, and I watched my ex cry because his favorite Fortnite skin got vaulted. Okay, she got me there. But we get to the diner, and it is surprisingly not packed. Probably because everyone is at fancy restaurants pretending they like oysters. We grab a booth and Emma immediately orders mozzarella sticks. So tell me, Anon, what kind of hentai were you planning to watch? Please describe it in excruciating detail so I can judge you appropriately. She is grinning like the Cheshire Cat. I do not think that is appropriate dinner conversation. Oh, come on. You were literally about to spend 4 hours watching it. The least you can do is tell me what makes it so special. The waitress comes over and takes our order. I get a burger and Emma gets a Caesar salad. I will have you know, I have very refined taste. None of that tentacle garbage or weird fetish stuff. So what then? Wholesome romance between two anime characters who happen to be naked? Actually, yes. I prefer plot-driven content with emotional depth. Emma nearly spits out her water. You did not just say your hentai has emotional depth. It does. There is character development, backstory, meaningful dialogue. It is not just mindless smut. Oh my god, you are one of those guys who watches porn for the plot. I watch hentai for the complete experience. Thank you very much. Emma is full on laughing now, and honestly it is kind of nice. When is the last time I made someone laugh? Probably never, actually. Our food arrives and we eat in comfortable silence for a bit. You know what, Anon? Aw, you are way weirder than Sarah described, but at least you are honest about it. I will take that as a compliment. It was not meant as one. We finish eating, and Emma insists on splitting the bill even though I offer to pay. So, what now? Back to your cave for the scheduled gooning session? I mean, that was the plan. Emma pulls out her phone and shows me the time. 8:47 p.m. Perfect. We have ruined enough of your evening. Let's head back. We walk back to my apartment, and Marcus and Sarah are now making out on the couch. Disgusting. Get a room, you two, Emma yells. They break apart, and Sarah looks embarrassed, but Marcus just grins. Says the girl who dragged Anon out of his depression cave. I did not drag him. I rescued him. There's a difference. Emma turns to me. All right, Anon. I will let you get back to your very important business. Thanks for dinner. You literally forced me to go. And you loved every second of it. Admit it. I kind of did, but I'm not giving her the satisfaction. It was tolerable. I will take it. See you around. She waves and heads towards the door. For some reason, I do not want her to leave yet. Wait, Emma. She turns around. Yeah? Do you want to, I do not know, hang out for a bit longer? We could watch a movie or something. Emma smirks. Are we talking actual movie, or is this code for your hentai collection? Actual movie, I promise. Fine, but I get to pick. We go back to my room, and Emma starts browsing Netflix. She picks some horror movie I've never heard of. We sit on my bed with our backs against the wall and the laptop between us. The movie is actually pretty good. While it's about halfway through, Emma pauses it. Okay, real talk, Anon. Why were you really planning to spend tonight alone? I think about lying, but what is the point? Because it is easier than trying and failing. Every time I have tried to ask someone out, it has gone terribly. So eventually I just stopped trying. That is actually really sad, but also kind of relatable. Yeah? Yeah. My ex broke up with me because he said I was too intense and did not smile enough. Apparently I have RBF and it makes me unapproachable. RBF? Resting bitch face. Oh, well, I think you look fine. She laughs. Fine. What a compliment. Really sweeping me off my feet here. I'm not good at this. Clearly. But it is kind of endearing in a pathetic puppy sort of way. We finish the movie, and Emma checks her phone. 11:23 p.m. Damn, it got late. I should probably head out. You could just stay. Marcus and Sarah are still out there being gross, and you would have to walk through that. Fair point. Plus, I am kind of tired. Emma kicks off her shoes and lays down on my bed. If you try anything weird, I will kick you in the throat. Noted. I lay down next to her, and we just stare at the ceiling. So, Anon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how disappointed are you that you did not get to complete your scheduled gooning session? I cannot help but laugh. Like a solid 8. What if I told you we could make it a 0? I turn my head to look at her. What are you saying? Emma has this mischievous look in her eyes. I'm saying, your original plan was not that bad. It was just the solo part that was depressing. But what if it was not solo? My brain is short-circuiting. Are you suggesting what I think you are suggesting? I am suggesting that we could watch some of your so-called plot-driven hentai and, enjoy it together. As friends. Supporting each other through the lonely holiday experience. This has to be a prank. Are you messing with me right now? Nope, dead serious. I have had a weird day, you have had a weird day, and honestly I am curious to see what kind of refined taste you have. I must have died and gone to heaven. Or hell. Probably hell. Okay, but if this is some elaborate setup to make fun of me, I'm going to be really upset. Anon, I have been making fun of you all night, and you keep coming back for more. I think you are into it. She is not wrong. I pull out my laptop and open my carefully curated playlist. Alright. But you have to promise not to judge. I'm going to judge so hard. That is half the fun. I select one of my favorites. Wholesome romance, good animation, actual plot. Emma watches for about 30 seconds before commenting. Okay, I will admit, the animation quality is actually impressive. These are some well-drawn titties. See, I told you, it is art. It is horny art, but sure, we will go with that. We keep watching and Emma occasionally makes commentary. Why does the female character have eyes the size of dinner plates? It is the anime style. She looks like an alien. An attractive alien. You need help. Despite the roasting, she seems genuinely interested. And I'm not going to lie, this is way better than doing it alone. We watch 2 more videos, and by the end of the 3rd one, Emma turns to me. Okay, I get it now. This is actually kinda hot. I know, right? Still weird though. Obviously. Emma stretches and yawns. Alright, I am exhausted. I'm going to crash here if that is okay. Yeah, that is fine. She curls up on one side of my bed, and I take the other side. Hey, Anon? Yeah? This was actually a pretty good Valentine's Day, despite your initial plans being incredibly depressing. Thanks for forcing me out of my comfort zone. Anytime. Now shut up and let me sleep. I close my eyes, and for the first time in years, I do not feel lonely on Valentine's Day. Tomorrow is going to be awkward as hell, but right now, I do not care. That feeling when you plan a solo gooning session and end up making a friend instead. That feeling when the weird girl with RBF turns out to be actually cool. That feeling when Valentine's Day does not suck for once. My face when I realize I might actually like this girl. My face when she is literally sleeping in my bed right now and I have no idea what to do about it. I wake up the next morning to the smell of coffee. Emma is already up and sitting at my desk scrolling through her phone. Morning sunshine. You snore like a lawnmower, by the way. I do not snore. You absolutely do. I have video evidence. She shows me her phone, and sure enough, there's a 10-second clip of me snoring like a freight train. Delete that immediately. Never. This is prime blackmail material. I grab my pillow and throw it at her. She catches it and throws it back. So, what is the move today? More emotional hentai viewing? I have class at noon. Also, I need to process whatever happened last night. Emma stands up and stretches. What is there to process? We watched some anime porn, bonded over our mutual loneliness, and now we are friends. Simple. Is that what we are? Friends? Yeah. Friends who have seen each other's questionable taste in adult content. The strongest kind of friendship. I cannot argue with that logic. Fair enough. Emma grabs her jacket and shoes. Alright, I need to head back to my dorm and shower. But text me later. We should hang out again. Really? Yeah, you are weird, but in an entertaining way. Plus, anyone who puts that much effort into organizing their porn collection clearly has organizational skills I can respect. She leaves, and I just sit there trying to understand my life. Marcus walks past my room with a knowing grin. So, how did it go? I do not want to talk about it. That good, huh? Marcus, I swear to God. All right, but Sarah is going to want details. Tell Sarah to mind her own business. I get ready for class and spend the entire time thinking about Emma. She is weird, sarcastic, and has absolutely no filter. Basically the female version of me, but cooler. After class, I check my phone and see a text from Emma. Hey loser, wanna grab lunch? I respond immediately. Sure, where? That sketchy Chinese place near campus. The one that probably has health code violations, but makes great fried rice. I know the one. See you there in 20. I show up and Emma is already there wearing a different band shirt. This one is for a group called Sleep Token. Nice shirt. Do you only wear band merch? Pretty much. It is easier than having actual fashion sense. We order our food and sit in a booth near the window. So I've been thinking about last night, Emma says. Yeah? That was probably the weirdest Valentine's Day I've ever had, but also kind of the best. Same. Usually I just feel depressed, but this year was different. Because you had someone to be depressed with. Exactly. Our food arrives and we eat while discussing our classes. Turns out Emma is a psychology major, which explains a lot. So are you analyzing me right now? Constantly. You are a fascinating case study in avoidance behavior and self-sabotage. Wow. Calling me out like that? It is what I do, but in your defense, most people are walking disasters. You're just more honest about it. We finish lunch and Emma suggests we go to the record store downtown. I did not know record stores still existed. They do if you know where to look. Plus they have rare vinyl and I need to expand my collection. We spend the next 2 hours at the record store and Emma shows me all these bands I have never heard of. Okay, so this band, they are like progressive metalcore, mixed with djent and electronic elements. I have no idea what any of those words mean. Uncultured swine. She ends up buying 3 records, and I buy one just because she recommended it. We walk back towards campus, and Emma suddenly stops. Hey, Anon, can I ask you something serious? Sure. Why were you really planning to spend Valentine's Day alone, like the real reason? I think about it for a moment. I guess I just got tired of trying and failing. It is easier to be alone than to risk getting hurt. Emma nods. I get that. After my breakup, I kind of felt the same way. Like, why even bother if it is just going to end badly? Exactly. But then I met you and realized that maybe being alone is not the solution. Maybe finding someone who is equally weird is. My heart skips a beat. Are you saying I am equally weird? Oh, absolutely. You are a disaster, but so am I. And that is kind of perfect. We get back to my apartment and Marcus is playing video games. Oh, good you are back. Sarah wants to do a double date thing this weekend, and she insists you two come. Emma and I look at each other. We are not dating, I say. Sure you are not. That is why Emma slept over last night, and you two have been hanging out all day. Marcus, shut up. Emma just laughs. I mean, I am down for a double date, if you are Anon. Are we really going to pretend this is a date? Why not? We can see if we are compatible in a public setting. Very scientific. You are using psychology terms to justify hanging out with me. Is it working? Unfortunately, yes. Marcus pumps his fist in victory. Yes, Sarah is going to be so happy. Okay, so Saturday night, that new Italian place downtown. 7 p.m. Do not be late. Emma gives me a side hug before leaving. See you Saturday, boyfriend. We are not together. Not yet, but I am working on it. She winks and leaves. Marcus immediately turns to me. Dude, you are so into her. I barely know her. You let her sleep in your bed and watched hentai together. That is basically third base in your world. He has a point. Saturday comes and I'm nervous as hell. I actually try to dress nice, which means wearing jeans without holes and a button-up shirt. Marcus sees me and starts laughing. Who are you, and what did you do with Anon? Shut up. I'm trying here. I can see that. You even combed your hair. I'm so proud. We meet Emma and Sarah at the restaurant. Emma is wearing a black dress and combat boots. She looks amazing. Wow, Anon, you clean up nice. Did you shower and everything? I shower regularly, thank you very much. Sure you do. We get seated and order drinks. Sarah is way too excited about this whole thing. I'm so glad you two are hanging out. Emma has been way happier this week. Sarah, please stop, Emma says. What? It is true. You have been smiling more and actually responding to my texts. That is because Anon is entertaining. Like watching a sitcom, but in real life. I'm sitting right here. I know. That is what makes it fun. Dinner goes surprisingly well. We talk about random stuff, tell embarrassing stories, and Emma roasts everyone equally. After dinner, Marcus suggests we go to the arcade bar near campus. Are we 12? I ask. No, but they have alcohol and Street Fighter. Best of both worlds. We end up at the arcade bar, and it is actually pretty cool. Emma challenges me to skee ball. Loser has to buy the winner a drink. You are on. I destroy her in skee ball. How are you so good at this? She asks. I spent many lonely weekends at arcades perfecting my craft. That is the saddest flex I have ever heard, but I respect it. Emma buys me a beer, and we watch Marcus and Sarah play air hockey. You know, this is nice, Emma says. Yeah? Yeah. And I did not think I would enjoy hanging out with someone who plans their evenings around cartoon porn, but here we are. I could say the same about someone who judges my life choices constantly. It is called carrying Anon. Get used to it. She leans against me, and I put my arm around her shoulder. It feels natural. We stay at the arcade until midnight and then walk back to my apartment. Marcus and Sarah split off to his room, and Emma follows me to mine. So, another sleepover? She asks. If you want. I always want. Your bed is way more comfortable than my dorm mattress. We change into comfortable clothes, and Emma boots up my laptop. So, what are we watching tonight? I was thinking we could watch a normal show. But where's the fun in that? She opens my carefully organized hentai playlist. Come on, Anon. Well, let's see what else you have got. And just like that, we are back to our new normal. Watching questionable content, making fun of each other, and enjoying the weirdest friendship I have ever had. That feeling when your Valentine's Day plan gets completely derailed. That feeling when it turns out way better than you expected. That feeling when the weird psychology major becomes your favorite person. My face when I might actually be falling for this girl. My face when she is pulling up my hentai folder without any shame. We settle on one of my favorites from the collection. It is one of those romance-focused ones with actual character development. Emma watches intently, and halfway through, she pauses it. Okay, I need to know something. Do you actually get off to the plot, or is that just an excuse? Both. The plot makes it better. There is context, emotional investment, stakes. You sound like a film critic reviewing pornography. Maybe I should start a YouTube channel. Please do. I would watch every video just to hear you seriously analyze hentai like it is Citizen Kane. We keep watching, and Emma keeps making commentary. Why do all the female characters sound like they are being attacked by bees? That is just the voice acting style. It is disturbing. You get used to it. I do not think I want to get used to it. Despite her complaints, she seems genuinely interested. We finish the video, and Emma stretches. Alright, verdict time. That was actually kind of hot. The plot was unnecessary, but the animation was solid. See? I told you. You were right about one thing. This is better than doing it alone. She looks at me with that mischievous expression again. So Anon, scale of 1 to 10, how much are you enjoying this new arrangement? Solid 9. Only a 9? What would make it a 10? I think about it for a second. I do not know. Maybe if you stopped roasting me every 5 seconds. Never going to happen. The roasting is part of my charm. Then I guess it stays at a 9. Emma laughs and lays down next to me. You know what is funny? A week ago, if someone told me I would be spending my Friday night watching hentai with some random guy I met through Sarah, I would have called them insane. And yet here we are. We lay there in comfortable silence for a bit. Hey, Anon? Yeah? Thanks for being weird with me. It makes my own weirdness feel less isolating. Same. But I have never met someone who just accepts all the bizarre stuff without judgment. Oh, I am judging, just internally. I push her playfully and she pushes back. We end up having a small pillow fight that devolves into laughing fits. Marcus bangs on the wall. Keep it down in there. Sorry. We both yell back. Emma checks her phone. It is almost 2 a.m. We should probably sleep. Probably. But neither of us moves. One more video? Emma suggests. You are a terrible influence. I know. That is why you like me. She is not wrong. We watch one more, and by the end of it, Emma is yawning. Okay, now I am actually tired. We both settle into bed, and Emma turns off the lamp. Night, Anon. Thanks for another weird evening. Night, Emma. Thanks for making my lonely gooning sessions into social events. Anytime. That is what friends are for. I fall asleep with a smile on my face. The next few weeks become a pattern. Emma comes over multiple times a week. Sometimes we watch hentai, sometimes we watch normal shows, sometimes we just talk. She becomes my best friend without either of us officially saying it. Marcus notices the change. Dude, you have been in a good mood lately. It is weird. Is it a crime to be happy? For you? Kind of, yeah. I was used to miserable Anon. This new version is unsettling. We'll get used to it. One night, Emma shows up with her laptop. Okay, so I found this site with even more options. Your collection is good but limited. Excuse me? My collection is carefully curated. And now, it is about to be expanded. You are welcome. She shows me the site, and honestly, it has way more variety than what I have. Okay, I will admit, this is impressive. I know. I spent 3 hours researching. For science. For science, sure. We spend the evening exploring the new options, and Emma rates everything on a scale of 1 to 10. This one is a 6. Good art, but weak plot. This one is an 8. Strong character development, but the pacing is off. Oh, this one is a 9. This is the good shit right here. I'm watching her get genuinely invested in rating hentai, and I realize something. I'm completely in love with this weirdo. She catches me staring. What? Nothing, just thinking. About? About how my Valentine's Day plan got completely ruined and turned into something way better. Emma smiles softly. Yeah, same. We keep watching, and eventually we both get too tired to continue. But this time when we lay down, Emma moves closer. Is this okay? She asks. Yeah, it is perfect. She rests her head on my chest, and I wrap my arm around her. You know, Anon, I think we might be more than friends at this point. You think? I know, but I did not want to assume and make it weird. Emma, we watch hentai together regularly. It has been weird from day one. Fair point. She looks up at me. So what do we do about it? I guess we could try actually dating, like officially. Revolutionary concept. I have my moments. Emma kisses me, and it is everything I did not know I needed. When we break apart, she is grinning. So, boyfriend, ready to continue our very cultured viewing? Girlfriend, always. And that is how my solo Valentine's Day gooning session turned into the start of the weirdest and best relationship of my life. That feeling when your plans get ruined in the best way possible. My face when I am dating a girl who appreciates my hentai collection. Be me. Been officially dating Emma for about 3 weeks now. My life has taken a turn I did not see coming. I went from planning solo gooning sessions to having a girlfriend who not only accepts my weird habits, but actively participates. It is like winning the lottery, but the prize is emotional validation and shared degeneracy. Marcus cannot believe it. Dude, you bagged the cool psychology girl. How did that even happen? I have no idea. One minute I was planning to spend Valentine's alone with my hentai collection. Next minute she is my girlfriend. That is the weirdest origin story I have ever heard. It is my truth, and I'm sticking to it. Emma and I established some relationship norms pretty quickly. We hang out at least 4 times a week. We alternate between my place and her dorm. We watch a mix of regular shows, movies, and yes, still some hentai. It is the healthiest relationship I have ever been in, which says a lot about my past attempts. One Thursday night, Emma shows up at my apartment with a backpack full of snacks. Okay, so I have an idea. Whenever she starts with that phrase, I know I'm in for something interesting. What kind of idea? A ranking system. We watch a bunch of different hentai and rate them based on plot, animation, voice acting, and overall horniness. You want to scientifically analyze hentai? Exactly. I'm a psychology major. I analyze everything. Why should porn be exempt? I cannot argue with that logic. All right, but we need a proper scoring rubric. Already made one. She pulls out a notebook with an actual detailed scoring system. This girl is insane and I love it. We spend the next 3 hours watching and rating. Emma takes notes like she is writing a thesis. Okay, so this one scores high on animation quality, but the plot is nonsensical. The female lead makes decisions that no rational person would make. Emma, it is hentai. Rationality is not the priority. It should be. If I cannot suspend my disbelief, then the immersion is broken. You are thinking about this way too hard. That is literally impossible. There is no such thing as thinking too hard. By the end of the night, we have ranked 15 different videos. Emma's top pick is one I would have never chosen. This one has strong character development, believable dialogue, and the animation does not make the characters look like aliens. Okay, but the plot is kind of boring. The plot is realistic. Not every romance needs to be dramatic. And sometimes it is just 2 people connecting. I look at her and realize she is talking about us. Are you comparing our relationship to hentai? Maybe. Is that weird? Emma, our entire relationship is based on watching hentai together. Of course it is weird. That is the whole point. She laughs and kisses me. You get me. Unfortunately, yes. The following week, Emma has midterms, and I barely see her. She texts me constantly, though, studying for abnormal psychology, currently diagnosing everyone in this library. Just failed my statistics exam. Math is a social construct, and I refuse to participate. I miss you, not in a cute way. In a, I need someone to validate my poor life choices way. I text back. Come over after you are done. I will have snacks and emotional support ready. You are perfect. Must see you at 8. She shows up at 8:15 looking exhausted. I hate academia. It is a scam designed to crush the human spirit. Rough week? The roughest. I had 3 exams, 2 papers, and my roommate keeps bringing her boyfriend over at 2 a.m. That sounds terrible. It is, but I'm here now, and that makes it better. We lay on my bed, and Emma just vents about everything. I mostly listen because that is what she needs. After about 30 minutes, she calms down. Sorry for dumping all that on you. That is what boyfriends are for. You are a good boyfriend, Anon. Weird, but good. I try. Emma sits up and stretches. Okay, pity party is over. Let's do something fun. What did you have in mind? I was thinking we could revisit your original Valentine's Day plan, the full experience. I raise an eyebrow. You want a goon? I want a goon. With you. As a stress relief activity. Very therapeutic. You are using psychology terms to justify masturbation. Is it working? Absolutely. Emma boots up my laptop and opens the folder we have been expanding over the past few weeks. Okay, so I'm thinking something wholesome, but also spicy. We need to balance the emotional exhaustion with physical satisfaction. She sounds like she is planning a military operation. You have given this a lot of thought. I had a very boring statistics lecture, and my mind wandered. We pick one of our favorites and settle in. This is not the first time we have done this together, but it still feels slightly surreal. Emma makes commentary throughout. See, this is good pacing. They establish the characters first, before jumping into the action. Emma, you are analyzing the narrative structure of hentai. And? It is valid criticism. About halfway through, she pauses the video. Okay, real talk. Are we weird for doing this? Probably. But I think we established we are both weird people, so it cancels out. Fair assessment. We finish watching and Emma turns to me. You know what is funny? I used to think people who watch porn together were cringe. But this is actually really nice. Because we make fun of it while watching? Exactly. It takes away the weird shame aspect. Like we are bonding over something inherently awkward and making it our thing. Our thing being mutual appreciation of animated pornography. Precisely. Emma starts laughing. God, we are such losers. The best kind of losers. She leans against me, and we just exist in comfortable silence for a bit. Hey, Anon? Yeah? I'm really glad you had that pathetic Valentine's Day plan, because if you did not, we probably would have never ended up here. Same. Although I will maintain that my plan was perfectly valid. It was the saddest thing I had ever heard. That is what made it perfect. We end up watching 2 more videos, and by the end, Emma is way more relaxed. Okay, stress successfully relieved. You are a miracle worker. I do my best. She kisses me and then grabs her phone. Shit, it is almost midnight. I should probably head back to my dorm. You could just stay. You have clothes here anyway. Emma does in fact have an entire drawer of clothes at my place at this point. True. Okay, sleepover it is. We get ready for bed and Marcus knocks on my door. Hey Anon, are you guys being weird in there? Always, Emma yells back. Cool. Just wanted to make sure. Sarah says hi. Tell Sarah I will text her tomorrow. Marcus leaves and Emma shakes her head. I love that they just accept our chaos. They really do not have a choice. We settle into bed and Emma pulls up a playlist on her phone. It is one of her metal bands, but the softer songs. This okay? Yeah, I'm getting used to your music taste. Good, I'm slowly converting you. We fall asleep to the sound of emotional metal ballads, which feels very on brand for our relationship. The next morning I wake up to Emma already awake and on her laptop. Morning, what are you doing? Research. I'm writing a paper on parasocial relationships, and I think our whole situation would make an excellent case study. You're going to write an academic paper about us watching hentai together? Not directly. But the underlying psychological principles apply. You are insane. That is why you love me. She says it so casually, but it is the first time either of us has used the L word. Did you just say love? Emma looks up from her laptop. Oh, I did. That was unintentional, but also accurate. Do you want to make it weird? No, I'm good with it. Cool, love you too then. That is the least romantic love confession I have ever heard. Did you expect something different from me? Absolutely not. We spend the rest of the morning just hanging out. Emma works on her paper while I catch up on my coding assignments. It is domestic and comfortable in a way I never thought I would experience. Around noon, Emma closes her laptop. Okay, I need a break. Let's get food. What are you in the mood for? Something greasy and bad for us. So the usual. We go to this burger place near campus and run into Sarah. Oh my god, you two are so cute. Emma never shuts up about you. Sarah, please stop talking. She literally showed me your guys' hentai ranking system. I did not know whether to be impressed or concerned. Emma turns red. You swore you would not tell anyone. I did not think you would run into Anon when I told you. I look at Emma. You told Sarah about the ranking system? She asked what we do for fun. I panicked. And your first thought was to explain our scientific approach to analyzing porn? When you say it like that, it sounds weird. Emma, it is weird. Sarah is trying not to laugh. You two are perfect for each other. Both absolutely unhinged. We get our food and Sarah joins us. She asks way too many questions about our relationship. So do you guys actually watch hentai together, or is that just a bit? We actually do. It is our thing, Emma explains. How does that even work? Pretty well, actually. We make fun of the ridiculous parts, appreciate the good animation, and bond over shared weirdness. Sarah shakes her head. I do not understand you two at all, but I respect it. After lunch, Emma and I walk around campus. Do you ever think about how we got here? Emma asks. All the time. One day I was alone planning my sad Valentine's evening. The next I have a girlfriend who wants to scientifically rank porn with me. Life comes at you fast. It really does. We end up at the library because Emma needs to print her paper. Oh, while we wait, she scrolls through her phone. Oh, look, there is a convention next month. Anime, gaming, all that stuff. We should go. You want to go to a convention? Yeah, it would be fun. Plus, I want to see the cosplay. You do know conventions are full of the exact type of people we make fun of, right? Exactly. We will fit right in. I cannot argue with that. All right, let's do it. Emma gets excited and immediately starts planning. We need to decide on our cosplay. I'm thinking something iconic but not too complicated. I did not agree to cosplay. Too late. We are cosplaying. It is non-negotiable. Over the next few weeks, Emma becomes obsessed with planning our convention outfits. She decides we should go as characters from her favorite anime. You will be the male lead, and I will be his love interest. What anime is this? Steins Gate. It is about time travel and science. And you think I can pull off this character? With the right wig, absolutely. Convention day arrives, and Emma shows up at my apartment with our costumes. Okay, so I might have gone a bit overboard, but it is going to be amazing. She spent $200 on costumes. Emma, this is a lot. It is an investment in our shared degeneracy. Plus, I get to see you in cosplay, which is worth every penny. We get dressed, and I have to admit, we look pretty good. Emma takes about 50 photos for her Instagram. My followers are going to lose their minds. We get to the convention, and it is exactly as weird as I expected. People in elaborate costumes, vendor booths everywhere. The smell of too many people in one place. This is amazing, Emma says. We spend hours walking around, buying random merchandise, and judging other people's cosplay. That Goku costume is incredible. That Sailor Moon looks like she made it in her basement. Those props look dangerous. Someone is going to lose an eye. We hit the vendor hall, and Emma drags me to every booth. She buys manga, figurines, and way too much random anime stuff. Do you need another Rem figurine? Need is a strong word. Want is more accurate. We end up at a booth selling adult anime merchandise. Oh, hell yes, Emma says. The booth has posters, DVDs, and other items of the less family-friendly anime variety. Emma immediately starts browsing. Look, Anon. They have physical copies of some of the stuff we have watched. You want to buy hentai DVDs? For the collection, obviously. She picks out 3 and I grab 1. The vendor looks at us and grins. Couples who watch together stay together. Facts, Emma says without hesitation. We walk away with our purchases, and Emma is glowing. This is the best day ever. You really love this stuff, huh? I love experiencing new things with you. The anime stuff is just a bonus. We spend the rest of the day at the convention, and by the end we are exhausted. My feet hurt so bad, Emma complains. Same, but it was worth it. We get back to my apartment and immediately collapse on my bed. Okay, so that was awesome, but I never want to walk that much again. Agreed. Emma pulls out the DVDs we bought. Want to christen our new purchases? You want to watch hentai after spending all day at an anime convention? When you say it like that, it sounds excessive. Because it is. Your point? We end up watching one of the new DVDs. It is hilariously bad. The English dub is killing me, Emma says. Why do they sound like they are being murdered? That is a question for the ages. Despite the terrible quality, we have fun mocking it. This is what peak performance looks like, Emma says sarcastically. After we finish, Emma turns to me. You know, I have been thinking. Dangerous activity. Shut up. I have been thinking about how we got here. About that Valentine's Day. Yeah? I'm really glad I forced you out of your depression cave. Me too. Although I still maintain my original plan was solid. Your original plan was pathetic and you know it. It was efficient. It was sad. Emma cuddles up next to me. But I am glad it was sad because it led to this. To us. That was almost romantic. Do not get used to it. I am not a romantic person. I know. That is why it means something when you are. We lay there in comfortable silence. Hey, Anon? Yeah? Want to make this a regular thing? Like our own version of movie night, but with hentai? Are you asking me to establish a formal gooning schedule with my girlfriend? When you phrase it like that, it sounds weird. Because it is weird. But are you in? I think about it for exactly 0 seconds. Obviously, yes. Emma grins. Excellent. I will add it to our calendar, every Friday night. Hentai and chill. You are not calling it that. I absolutely am. And that is how we end up with a weekly tradition. Every Friday we watch our curated collection, rate new editions, and just exist in our bubble of shared weirdness. Marcus occasionally comments on it. You two have the strangest relationship I have ever witnessed. And yet it works. I guess that is what matters. Months go by and Emma and I just keep getting closer. We never run out of things to watch or talk about. Our collection grows exponentially. Emma even creates a spreadsheet to track everything. This is organized by genre, date watched, our individual ratings, and overall score. You made a database for our hentai collection. I have organizational needs. Do not judge me. I'm not judging. I am in awe. One night after our usual Friday session, Emma gets serious. Can I tell you something? Always. I have never felt more comfortable with anyone, like I can be completely myself and you just accept it. Same. You're the first person who has not made me feel weird for being myself. That is because we are both equally weird. It is perfect. She kisses me, and it is one of those kisses that makes you forget everything else. When we break apart, Emma smiles. So, ready for another round? Round of what? You know exactly what. And I do. We pull up our playlist and continue our weird tradition. That feeling when your lonely Valentine's plan turns into the relationship of your dreams. That feeling when you find someone who loves you despite and because of your weirdness. That feeling when gooning alone becomes gooning together, and somehow that is romantic. My face when I realize I'm going to marry this girl someday. My face when she is currently explaining why this particular hentai has superior plot structure, while we are both clearly invested in a very different kind of appreciation. That feeling when you win at life by being authentically yourself. That feeling when the weird psychology major with RBF becomes the love of your life. My face when our first Valentine's Day led to every Friday being equally special in the most unconventional way possible. My face when I am the happiest I have ever been, and it all started with a plan to spend Valentine's alone watching hentai. Fate works in mysterious ways. Sometimes the universe gives you exactly what you need by ruining your plans entirely. And I would not have it any other way. A few months later, Emma and I are still going strong. Our Friday night tradition has become sacred. Marcus and Sarah have learned to just leave us alone during that time. They are doing their weird couple thing again, Marcus tells Sarah. At least they are happy. Sarah responds, true, weird as hell, but happy. One Friday night, Emma shows up with news. Okay, so I signed us up for something. Whenever she says that, I get nervous. What did you do? There is this psychology conference next month, and I submitted a paper proposal. About what? About alternative forms of couple bonding and their effects on relationship satisfaction. I stare at her. Emma, did you write an academic paper about us watching hentai together? Not explicitly. But the case study section is heavily inspired by our experiences. You are going to present our relationship to a room full of psychologists. Anonymously. No one will know it is us specifically. This is insane. It is research. Very important research. I cannot believe this is my life. So what happens if they accept your proposal? Then I present at the conference and you come with me for moral support. Do I have a choice? Not really. You are my +1 in my primary case study. 2 weeks later, Emma gets the acceptance email. They loved it. I am presenting in the main conference hall. Congratulations on making our sex life academic. It is not about sex. It is about intimacy, vulnerability, and shared experiences in non-traditional contexts. You are using big words to describe us watching cartoon porn together. Exactly. Conference day arrives, and Emma is nervous. What if they think I am a joke? What if they figure out it is about us? Then they will know you are in a healthy relationship with strong communication and shared interests. Those shared interests being hentai, among other things. We get to the conference, and it is full of psychology professionals in business casual attire. We stick out like sore thumbs. Emma in her band shirt and ripped jeans. Me in my anime hoodie and sneakers. We look like we wandered into the wrong building, I whisper. Good, let them underestimate us. Emma's presentation is scheduled for 2 p.m. We spend the morning attending other panels. They are all very academic and boring. Emma takes notes aggressively. This research methodology is weak. They did not control for confounding variables. Emma, you cannot critique everyone. Watch me. 2 p.m. arrives, and we head to the conference hall. There are about 50 people in attendance. Emma gets up on stage and I sit in the front row for support. She starts her presentation and immediately commands the room. Traditional relationship research focuses heavily on conventional activities. Dinner dates, movies, physical intimacy. But what about couples who bond over unconventional shared interests? She goes through her research, her data, her analysis. She never explicitly says hentai, but anyone paying attention can read between the lines. The subjects reported increased relationship satisfaction, improved communication, and a strong sense of mutual understanding through their shared, unconventional activity. One psychologist raises his hand. What exactly was the shared activity? Emma does not miss a beat. Adult animated content consumption in a judgment-free environment. There is a moment of silence. Then another psychologist speaks up. That is actually fascinating. The reduction in shame and the normalization of typically private behaviors within a partnership context. Exactly, Emma says. By removing the stigma, the couples created a safe space for vulnerability. Her presentation goes incredibly well. Afterwards, multiple people come up to ask questions. Emma handles them all like a professional. One older woman approaches us. That was excellent work. Are you the couple from the case study? Emma and I exchange glances. Maybe, Emma says. I think it is wonderful. My husband and I have been married 30 years, and we still struggle with that kind of openness. You two are ahead of the curve. After the conference, we go to dinner to celebrate. You killed it, I tell Emma. I did, didn't I? God, I was so nervous. You did not show it at all. Years of pretending to have my life together finally paid off. We order wine because Emma insists we need to celebrate properly. To us, the weirdest couple in psychological research, she toasts. To us. Into your insane brain that turns our relationship into academic content. We clink glasses, and Emma gets that look in her eyes. You know what we should do tonight? I'm almost afraid to ask. Celebrate the traditional way. Our way. You want to go home and watch hentai after spending all day at a psychology conference where you presented research partially about watching hentai? When you say it like that, it sounds excessive. Because it is. Your point? We finish dinner and head back to my apartment. Marcus is out with Sarah, so we have the place to ourselves. Emma immediately boots up the laptop. Okay, so to properly celebrate, we need to watch something top tier. Something that justifies all the research. She scrolls through our collection, which is now absurdly extensive. This is the one that started everything for me. The one that made me realize this could be good. We settle in and watch. Halfway through, Emma pauses it. Can I tell you something kind of embarrassing? Always. When Sarah first told me about you, about your Valentine's Day plans, I thought you were the saddest person I had ever heard of. That is fair. But then I met you and realized you were not sad. You were just honest about what you wanted. And that honesty is what made me want to spend time with you. That is the nicest way anyone has ever called me a degenerate. You are my favorite degenerate. We finish the video, and Emma turns to me with that mischievous look I have come to know and love. So, do you remember what you were planning to do on Valentine's Day before I showed up? Unfortunately, yes. Very vividly. And do you remember how I made fun of you for it? Also, yes. Quite a bit. Well, I have been thinking. Maybe your original plan was not entirely terrible. Maybe it just needed some adjustments. I raise an eyebrow. What kind of adjustments? The kind where instead of being alone and depressing, it is together and wholesome. You want to recreate my Valentine's Day plan, but as a couple? I want to properly participate in what you had planned, the whole experience. No interruptions, no judgment, just us being completely honest about what we enjoy. My heart is racing. You are sure about this? I have literally written an academic paper about our relationship dynamic. I think we are past the point of being shy about this. Fair point. Emma grabs the energy drinks from my fridge. Okay, so your original plan was pizza, energy drinks, and premium hentai until you passed out. That is accurate. We already ate dinner, so we can skip the pizza. But we have energy drinks, and we definitely have premium hentai. She pops open a Monster energy drink and hands me one. To your original Valentine's Day plan, may it finally be properly executed. We toast with our energy drinks like complete degenerates. Emma pulls up our most carefully curated playlist. Okay, so I think we should start with the classics and work our way up to the really good stuff. You have put way too much thought into this. I put thought into everything. It is my personality. We start watching and Emma provides her usual commentary. The animation budget on this is insane. These voice actors are really committed to their craft. Why is there a plot twist? Who asked for narrative complexity? About an hour in, Emma gets more comfortable. She leans against me, and we just exist in this perfect bubble of shared weirdness. You know what is funny? She says. What? A year ago, if someone told me I would be spending Friday nights like this, I would have called them crazy. And now I cannot imagine doing anything else. We watch 3 more videos, and Emma is completely invested. Okay, this one is really good, like genuinely good. Told you, plot-driven content is superior. You were right. I hate admitting that, but you were right. Around midnight, Emma pauses everything. Okay, real talk time. What are we doing right now? Watching hentai? No, I mean like, what is this? What are we to each other? I think about it. We are 2 weird people who found each other and decided that being weird together is better than being normal alone. That is disgustingly accurate. Plus, you are the only person who has ever just accepted everything about me without trying to change it. Same. You never made me feel like I was too much or too intense. Emma moves closer. So, original Valentine's Day plan. Full execution. Are you ready? I have been ready since February 14th. And that is how we end up properly recreating my original plan. But this time it is not lonely or sad. It is intimate and perfect, and exactly what we both needed. We watch our favorite content, make fun of the ridiculous parts, appreciate the good animation. Emma provides running commentary about character motivations and narrative structure. I point out the artistic choices and animation techniques. We are analyzing porn like it is Citizen Kane, and somehow that is the most romantic thing ever. Around 3 a.m. we finally stop. We are exhausted, but happy. Emma curls up next to me. So, how does the real version compare to your original plan? About 1,000 times better. Only 1,000? Fine, 1,000,000 times better. That is more like it. We fall asleep tangled together. When I wake up the next morning, Emma is already awake scrolling through her phone. Morning, I have an idea. Oh no. Hear me out. What if we made this an annual thing? Every Valentine's Day we recreate your original plan, but together. You want to establish a yearly tradition of watching hentai on Valentine's Day? I want to establish a tradition of being authentically ourselves without shame or judgment. The hentai is just the medium. You are using psychology speak again. Is it working? Always. Emma grins. Perfect. So it is settled. Every year on Valentine's Day, we order pizza, crack open energy drinks, and spend the evening appreciating high-quality adult animation together. We are going to be so weird when we are old. That is the plan. I refuse to be a boring old couple. Deal. And that is how my failed solo Valentine's Day plan becomes an annual tradition with the love of my life. Months turn into years. Emma and I move in together after graduation. Our apartment has a dedicated media room with a better setup than most home theaters. Marcus and Sarah get married, and we are at the wedding. During his speech, Marcus mentions how we all met. Sarah tried to set up her friend Emma with someone normal. Instead, Emma found Anon and they bonded over their mutual weirdness. It is the strangest love story I have ever witnessed, but also the most real. Everyone laughs, and Emma squeezes my hand. We keep our Friday night tradition alive. Our collection keeps growing. Emma finishes her doctorate in psychology. Her dissertation includes expanded research on our relationship dynamic. She publishes it, and it actually gets cited in other papers. We are academically recognized for our weirdness, she tells me. That is either really cool or really concerning. Both. Definitely both. Years later, on another Valentine's Day, we are settled into our usual routine. Pizza, energy drinks, carefully curated playlist. You know, I was thinking about that first Valentine's Day. Emma says, yeah? If you had not made that ridiculous plan to spend the night alone, we might have never happened. Butterfly effect. My loneliness created a chain of events that led to us. Exactly. Your sad bachelor planning saved us both from sad bachelor futures. That is one way to look at it. Emma kisses me. I am glad you were planning to goon alone that night. That is the weirdest thing to be grateful for, but I will take it. Everything about us is weird. That is the whole point. We watch our favorites, add new ones to the collection, and just exist in our perfectly imperfect relationship. That feeling when your worst Valentine's Day plan becomes your best tradition. That feeling when being yourself attracts exactly the right person. That feeling when gooning alone becomes gooning together, and somehow, that is the foundation of a healthy long-term relationship. My face when I am married to the weird psychology girl who made fun of my hentai plans and then joined in anyway. My face when our love story is based on mutual acceptance of degeneracy and it somehow works perfectly. My face when I realize that being authentically weird is better than being fake normal. And that is the story of how I planned a solo Valentine's gooning session and ended up with a wife, a doctorate citing us as a case study, and an annual tradition that most people would find absolutely insane. But we are not most people. We are us. And that is exactly how it should be.
I had my plans for Valentine's night. Pizza and anime felt so right. No awkward dates or forced conversation. Just me alone in perfect isolation. Energy drinks lined up on my desk. Hentai playlist ready for the fest. Everything planned to the last detail. Until a girl showed up to derail. She walked right in like she owned the place. Made fun of my collection to my face. Said my plan was the saddest thing she'd heard, but somehow stayed for every single word. I planned to goon alone, but she dragged me to dinner anyway. Now we watch together every Friday, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Turn my solo session into something unexpected. From lonely to connected. Yeah, she gets me, she accepts me. She judges every scene with commentary. Says the voice acting sounds like bees, but settles in right next to me. This weird girl with her psychology degree. We rank them like it's academic. Our Friday nights are so endemic. Marcus thinks we're both insane, but we're happy in our own lane. She wrote a paper about us, presented to psychologists, discussing trust. How being weird together beats being normal alone. And now our dissertation set in stone. I plan to goon alone, but she dragged me to dinner anyway. Now we watch together every Friday, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Turn my solo session into something unexpected. From lonely to connected. Yeah, she gets me, she accepts me. Who knew that being honest about what you like could lead to finding someone just as weird? She never judged my questionable collection, just grabbed a drink and settled in right here. I planned to goon alone, but she crashed my plans on Valentine's Day. Now we're gooning together every Friday, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Turn my sad existence into wholesome persistence. Best kind of resistance to being normal, to conforming. best Valentines ever.